The thing is, the reason why I wanted you to come here today was because people are making you into a villain.
Oh, God.
They want to say
I
that,
am.
you know, Usher had a 911 phone call where he specifically named you as key in his car. And
Did he?
He sounded very...
Specifically named me?
And so how do you think it all fell apart?
You know, honestly, I really don't know.
Divine, I am. You know it. Divine, I am. You know it.
No, my friends, I'm so pleased to have celebrity stylist, philanthropist, mom, and just finalized Usher's ex-wife, Tameka Raymond. Thank you so much for stopping by.
How you doing?
I'm good. You look fabulous today.
Thank you.
So, but anyway, we're here today to talk about Lost Ones.
Yes.
And that is your new nonprofit organization. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Lost Ones is my effort that I have that's targeting girls between the ages of 12 and 18. They just need mentoring. I just need some direction, you know, and so my goal is to just help them to find better direction.
So your organization comes in and actually provides them with mentors, after school programs. What exactly does it do?
Well, actually what we're doing is we're taking the girls on retreats. They have to write essays, and then once I read the essays, I'm going to read them all personally. We select, we're kind of hand-picking. This first trip, we're only taking a couple dozen.
So, and this is targeting girls, probably because you have 5 boys at home, and you wish you had a girl, but...
Well, no, I need somebody to date them or marry them, because these girls are just kind of like, you know, getting into all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is for girls that are like defiant toward their parents or defying authority in general. Drug abuse. I'm trying to, you know, just all of the different perils that you can run into.
So when is the first retreat? Have you already had one?
Yeah, no, December 19th through the 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in Georgia, so.
And where can they submit?
Well, they have to send in essays, like I said. I want the girls to have to work to get into it, because we're going to put a lot of work into them when they get into the program. So I'm requiring them to write like an essay that tells like who they are, where they, you know, basically what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are, why they feel like they'd be good candidates for the program. So I'm excited.
Where do they submit the essays?
LostOnesFoundation.org.
Okay.
And it's www.lostonesfoundation.org, or they can mail it into the address that's on the site.
Okay. So before you were doing this whole nonprofit thing, being a philanthropist, you were a celebrity stylist.
Yes.
So that's how you became to be known in the industry.
Right.
So tell us about some of your achievements in the business.
My first like really, really big client that people would know, I would say, is Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
So I did the Fugees, the whole group, for a while, and then when Lauren went on and did her solo project, I worked on that as well.
You also styled Usher, and that's how you met him? Your ex-husband?
Yeah, well actually I met him, you know, around Atlanta first, and then yes, I was brought in as one of the stylists that worked with him. I worked with him for several years, yeah. Okay.
So how did you go from being a stylist to being his wife?
Trial and error. No, I'm kidding. No, jokes. Okay, but no, actually we were friends, you know, we were friends first, and as time went on, the friendship blossomed. We both were getting out of relationships that were, you know, kind of tumultuous, and we just really were friends, hanging out, and we, you know, I guess fell in love.
And you were married at the time?
No, well, I was married, but I was going through a divorce. So yeah, I wasn't married.
Okay, and you had 3 kids by your first husband, is that correct?
Yes.
Cool. And so let's talk about, like, what was the happiest time of your marriage? Because people sometimes focus on so much negativity. What was the happiest time of the marriage?
The wedding day. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm joking. That's
that's the happiest day. That's good.
No, that's the happiest day. But no, we had happy times. You know what I mean? So that's wrong.
So the wedding day was the happiest day. But what was the happiest time?
No, you know what? I would say the happiest time I can remember just being with him, because we weren't married the whole time. We were together before we were married. You know, we've done lots of trips. We've traveled. You know, we've had a lot of good days. So.
And so, how do you think it all fell apart?
You know, honestly, I really don't know.
You don't know? You couldn't put your hand on one specific thing. You think maybe you grew apart, or maybe he cheated?
I don't know. Not that I ever caught him.
Yeah, it means a lot of stuff. People, in the industry, a lot of as an entertainer, you travel a lot, and it weighs very heavily on your home life.
I would
and being
imagine
that Usher traveled a lot and things like that, one could imagine that could be one of the problems.
I don't know.
Right.
Can't say no.
Can't say no. And how do you feel when people say that you should change your last name from Raymond to whatever your name was before?
I feel that it's a very ignorant statement. For generations, women have kept their married last names, especially when there are children involved. Think about some of your, grandmothers or aunts or, people that you've known back in the day. Imagine if everybody changed their last name when they were either widowed or divorced. Nobody would have the same last name as their parents, it's kind of a foolish statement.
Right, and you have 2 small kids.
That's asinine, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, so why would you change the last name of the, that would be a problem.
I think the ones that are saying it are trying to get it, maybe.
Ooh, say it.
Never know.
And let's talk about Brazil. So there's a whole big situation where you went to Brazil. People were saying that you went down there specifically to have plastic surgery, and you were doing that against the advisement of your physicians because you're not supposed to have plastic surgery so soon after a childbirth.
Really? Where's that written, I wonder?
That's what people are saying. I don't know. So it might not be true.
Well,
so explain it all. We just want to know.
Okay, Brazil. I went to Brazil actually to get away. It was just a getaway. It was a last minute kind of thought, like, hey, let's go. It was one of my employees' relatives' birthdays there. So she wanted to go and see her child, actually, who still lives in Brazil. We decided to go down. It was a very pleasant trip. While I was there, I made the decision, like, that wouldn't be a bad idea. They were like, oh, they have the best surgeons here. I was going to have a liposuction.
Not a tummy tuck.
Not a tummy tuck, not a sex change. No.
They say that about me all the time.
But what's fierce? What's fierce is how I had a sex change and still had 5 boys. That makes me a phenom. And I had an adverse reaction to the anesthesia.
Oh, okay.
So before anything was even started, before any machines were turned on, when I got anesthetized, that's when my heart went into like a cardiac arrest.
Wow.
The same thing that happened to Michael Jackson.
And at that time, Usher canceled he had a performance that he had scheduled.
Yeah, there was something going on. He worked a lot, so there was something going on in Los Angeles that he had to do.
I think it was VMAs, if I'm not mistaken. Was it the VMAs? Oh, Grammys.
Grammys.
It was the Grammys. It was the Grammys.
Yeah.
And so do you think that situation affected your marriage?
God, I would hope not. But maybe, perhaps, I don't know. But he definitely came down and was very supportive. Very supportive. Definitely. And
moving forward, there was something, just recently they said that, Usher had a 911 phone call where he specifically named you as key in his car. And
did he?
He sounded
specifically named me?
Yeah, he said my wife, my ex-wife.
Maybe he's talking about somebody else.
Yeah. So you weren't keying anybody's cars. You weren't in the house and you wouldn't leave.
That's crazy. That's the answer. That's crazy. No, I was not.
So we don't need to take your keys right now. And if this interview goes left, you're not gonna be outside.
I don't do cars.
Oh.
Okay. So.
Okay. Say it, baby.
I'm trying to do me in a car. Car didn't do nothing to me.
What are the ages of your 2 children by Usher?
My babies are almost 1 and the other is almost 2.
Almost 2. Will you always love him? I guess
probably. Yeah, we're friends, and I married him. So when you marry someone, the intention is to be with them until death do you part.
You said something on Twitter the other day that I really noticed, and you were saying that there should be no, it should be no ending to a marriage. It should not be an option.
Yeah, and
That's what you said.
That wasn't in reference to me though.
Okay.
It was just in.
You were talking about Shaq and his wife, I think.
No, it was.
Okay.
I don't even know what it was. It was just in reference to the breakups that are going on. Period. Any couple that has, taken vows before God, the covenant that you form at that point is not just with you and your mate. It's with you and God and your mate. So, I just believe that divorce is not really an option.
Did you want to
make it
fight
work.
more to save your marriage?
I would have loved to have saved it, of course. I mean, you know, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Because lost ones.
Lost Ones, because Lost Ones is the
You
new
just
direction.
lost
Ones.
What did Lauren say?
But I do want to ask you about another thing. How do you feel about, you know, one situation, Rihanna and Chris Brown? You also on Twitter were just saying that, you know, it's two sides to every story. You know, reserve judgment,
Exactly.
etc.
In fact, I don't feel super comfortable even speaking on other people's relationships, but I will say that don't be judgmental is what I ask of the world. Just don't judge it, because if you're not inside of the situation, you really don't know what happened. You don't know the ins and outs. You don't know the little idiosyncrasies that that could have, you know, the different variables that could have catapulted everything that happened that night. You know, I don't know. I wasn't, what did I say on Twitter? I said, they act like they were mufflers in that car, because last I checked it was a two-seater. You know what I mean?
Because my only thing with it is that, you know,
I don't know that she didn't. I don't know.
Just me seeing her face. Like, I don't know how they got to that point. I don't know what happened in that car.
Yeah.
It's just, regardless of how it got to Rihanna looking like that, for me, that's unacceptable. And regardless of whether she hit him or what was going on, or they were saying all type of things, that's speculation. But from what I did see, which was the picture of her face, and it looked like it had been hit 10 to 12
And another
times.
thing, why did you see the picture of her face?
That's horrible.
I don't think that they owe their personal lives to the, you know, to the world like that. You know, you owe what you do and the gift that you have as an artist to, you know, to the world and whatever it is that they're buying into. They're buying your album for $14, $15. Then I should give you a good album.
Right.
What I do when I leave that studio or off your CD player is none of your business.
But I think a lot of people's perspectives would be different if it was their child.
You could
if
get mauled by 17 pit bulls tomorrow. We don't know what's... Don't nobody know. I'm just saying.
You know, crazy.
You gotta be careful with that now.
What?
Because honey, she's crazy. Even B. Scott said it.
The reason why I wanted you to come here today was because people are making you into a villain.
Oh, God.
They want to say that you caused a separation between Usher and his mother, and that you were the one, that you're the bad guy in all of this, and you know. So I wanted people to hear your perspective. So what's next? Other than Lost Ones, you're a mom. That's the full-time job.
That's first.
And that is the most important thing.
That's first. That's first. First and foremost. I love being a mom, obviously. I better, huh?
5 kids, 5 boys.
5 boys. Each of my boys have different personalities. They all have different things that they add to my day, to my life. I don't know. I just love being a mother. I think that a lot of parents allow different entertainers and things that are images, you know, people on television to become their kids' idols. I think the kids should idolize their parents.
If you wanted the people who may not know you to know one thing about you, what would that be?
I'm not a villain, but you know, you see a photograph. Photograph can be 1,000 words, or it can be 1,000 question marks. You can see a picture. Just think of it this way. You know, paparazzi has a choice. Usually they probably shoot, I don't know, a good 10 rolls of you. They choose what photo they want to put out. They sell what image they want. And if the media is all swaying and saying one thing, and if that's what the wave is saying, then let's put a picture out that supports that. So whatever story they're trying to tell.
Because that would sell.
Yeah,
right.
Of course that sells better than seeing us somewhere smiling
right.
and looking good and catching dimples and everything.
Catching dimples.
You want to catch somebody chewing a crab leg, or
right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to
or
catch
some type of weird.
Yeah, they got to make
angle.
sure I'm looking at him, or I might be saying something funny, and you know, giving him a look like, oh God, there go, you know, and then they'll catch that, and then people will make a whole story around a photograph.
Exactly. That's why I choose oftentimes to, to reserve judgment until I meet the person.
You got it.
Because I've heard so many different things. Like, so many people hear many different things about me, you know. And so meeting you, you're very
I heard you were fierce. That was it. That's the only room. How did you hear?
Speaking of fierce, you have some hot shoes. Wow. Check this out.
It was too much for today. You can wear it though. No,
this would not fit me at all. Because I actually, for Halloween, because Mimi, I went to New York to be with her for Halloween, and she was telling me she wanted me to wear heels.
Oh.
I mean, not heels, but she wanted me to be sexy. So I was like, well, if I'm going to be sexy and be near Mimi, I'm going to put on heels for really the first time in my life.
Did you stumble?
I stumbled. I hated it, but I was fierce.
Oh.
But it was a much bigger shoe than this shoe.
There's Givenchy.
Givenchy.
She's doing something.
And also, thank
He
you so
made me bring those. I just FYI. Okay. I'm not vain. That's the next thing. She's vain, and she had an extra pair of shoes.
No, I made you, bring them on so we could talk about them.
That's all right.
Yeah, and it's okay to be vain. You not vain. You're a celebrity stylist, or that's in your blood. So why not have 3 or 4 options?
I always have options.
Options. Ooh, and that applies to all things
In life.
in life. Thank you. Double
Thanks.
kisses. Mwah. Mwah.
Love muffins.
It's an all-night runway war. Will the judges give me a score? Don't stop now, bitch, give me some more. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's an all-night runway war. Will the judges give me a score? Don't stop now, bitch, give me some more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Around 16, when I saw him walking around, I was like, well, you're hot. He's like, oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. And speaking of dating, who are you dating? What's going on in your love life? We need some personal scoop. Uh-oh. That means something.
I'm dating someone.
Pandemic 65.